Hello, my name is Codemaster Jamal, and this isn't necessarily a devlog, but I always wanted to do sort of like a speed run or like I forgot what it's called, like a usually you see like speed modeling with Blender. So there are going to be some parts where I do talk, and there's going to be parts where I don't talk. I'm just going to mix it up with some music. I'm going to mix it up with some music from the game, and basically what I'm going to be doing today is working on some concept art for Virtual Monsters. Currently, I'm actually in a coffee shop. There is going to be a tad bit of noise in the background. I'm really sorry for it, but thank them for letting me use their coffee shop for Wi-Fi, so it's probably not that big a deal. But basically, let's just get right into it. Uh, I'm going to go ahead and just open up my files really quick so you guys can see. I have to edit up a lot of things in this video, and it's fine. But basically, I'm working on concept art for virtual monsters today, and this is what this is about. What I have is 4 pages here. By default, my brush size it's set to 2, right? So I set my brush size to a 4, and then over here, by default, we have I'm using the program Paint.net. For a lot of people, it's actually a free program. Some people might have to pay for it depending on what country they live in, or I'm not entirely sure what it is. I had it for like 10 years, but eventually I bought like the actual version of it. And it comes with a lot of plugins. It's a lot similar to Photoshop if you had Photoshop, like CS3 Photoshop before, they added in, you can make movies in Photoshop now. So like there's a lot of different features, but I haven't used Photoshop in a long time because I have this program. So I ended up buying it eventually. Even though I didn't have to, I could have downloaded it from a different source, but I ended up buying it because the developers they need the money. So and it's good to support other developers. So I really like that type of thing. But yeah, if it gets loud, I'm really, really sorry. That's when I'll typically stop talking. But you've probably seen videos on YouTube where people are like speed modeling things, that type of thing. I'm gonna make those type of videos and try to put it out there for you guys and just see how it works. Gonna try uploading more content onto YouTube. But once again, my name is Codemaster Jamal. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more Codemaster Jamal and game development content. I greatly appreciate it. Today isn't too programming savvy or I do a lot of code in general, but I also do a lot of art. I started off as an artist before, well, no, I started off as a musician first before. It's actually a really crazy story how I got like stuck into that, even though I wasn't trying. I wasn't trying to be a game developer at one point. It's kind of interesting. Um, but basically, yeah, I'm going to be uploading this video onto YouTube, and I'm just going to go through the different designs I have for my virtual monsters, and basically, like, you'll see what I named them over time. Hopefully, I can get through all of them today. I have roughly an hour of time, but my phone, I'm charging my phone in a coffee shop, so 9 times out of 10, my phone is most likely not going to charge entirely. So it's just gonna take a long time for me to charge my phone. So that's all it is. So right now, what I have to do is rotate these images clockwise and counterclockwise for some of them. Now, the real reason why I have 2 scans of each of these is that I draw things by hand first. I'm actually going to show you guys something. Um, I need to open up, I'll go ahead and open recent, because I did this before, live stream, and it just didn't work. So I just decided to make a video. So this is Aristo, which is a monster I created. And basically, even though the artwork is hand drawn, it's still technically pixel art. It's still, you see how the lines are pixelated, that type of thing. And that's why we turn off sorry, having a hard time pronouncing this, but the alias rendering, that's why we use the uh alias rendering. So we can have that type of effect on it. And it just has sharper lines. Like if you were to cut this image out of something, it's easier to cut it out. And there's less, I would say, static and noise on the image and that type of thing. So that's why I use this type of thing. And in case you don't know what Paint.net is, it's like free version of Photoshop. I paid for it. I don't know if I said this already in the video, but I have a habit of actually repeating myself. So sorry if I did that basically. Basically, it's like a free version of Photoshop to a certain degree. Even though I paid for it and like I still get all the same perks of it. Like I still get all the plugins. And because I paid for it, I basically get it for the rest of my life. And I decided to help out the developers. So if you have the money, make sure you pay for it. But And for the most part, most versions of the software, you may not be able to find a free version out there anymore because this version, the version I had with all the plugins, that's gone, but I still have those plugins. I basically was able to restore it eventually. I bought it eventually because I've used this program for so long and it's benefited me so much as an artist in general. And at that time period, I was making a lot of money, so I figured, why not help them out? So, they helped me out a lot. Why not help them out? So basically, I can't remember the dimensions that I was using for my virtual monsters. Some of my monsters I'm gonna have to size up. Some of my monsters I have to size down. So that's all there is to it. Essentially when it comes to like using this type of software in general is that some of these monsters I already have names for some of them, right? So like hopefully you guys might be able to help me name some of these guys. But I already have names for some of them. Like this one is Demi Kuma. I don't have names for the rest of these guys. This one is Baby Yeti, and this one is Vampling, and this one is I think we're gonna call him Grumphound, and this one is I had a name for it. I forgot the name. What was it? It's not Iris. It's something else. I have to check my phone for it. And this one's like I'm deciding on names for this one. I have a name for this one, but I'm not gonna say it just yet. So that's why I'm not gonna say anything. And that's why, in all honesty, if you're watching this video, feel free to join Discord. We're always having votes. We're always deciding things together as a community on how characters should look in the game, on what type of names we should use for our monsters and that type of thing. So if you really want to get into like the whole character creation concept of the game, just join Discord. We have talks about it all the time. We have talks about it all the time. I have a name for this guy too. Like I wrote notes essentially. I have a lot of ideas for monsters and I wrote notes. Some of these monsters are a bit generic. Like I said, some monsters are influenced by the Unity asset store. So like these, no, this guy here is kind of like no, this guy here. I needed some generic monsters at some point into the game. So like, and at one point I was waiting until a devlog to tell people this that I'm no longer going to be using assets from the Unity asset store to build my game. I used a lot of them from different sources in general, but like I'm no longer going to be doing that. I was at one point, but it was basically going to cost me $1,000 to finish my game versus how much it's going to cost now as an indie developer. It'll probably cost me like $200, maybe not even 200. It might cost me like a good $100. If I do it the right way, it'll probably cost me another $100 to finish my game. And that was insane. That was insane. On top of the amount of monsters I wanted in my game, I wanted variety. I wanted to give people a game that you couldn't necessarily finish in a day, but you wouldn't spend the rest of your life playing it. I mean, I guess that's a negative way of saying it, but you wouldn't waste your youth playing it, if that makes any sense to people. Like you would. I just wanted something that was enjoyable for people, and that's all that was. So okay, so I remember the dimensions of things, and basically what I do is that I draw my characters first and then I cut them out of once I scan it into the internet because it didn't come out perfect. As you can see over here, this character got kind of cut off, so I had to scan it from two different sides, and that's how I was able to get this character. Same thing for this Vampling, its ears cut off right here because the scanner I was using is not my traditional scanner. So I had to scan it twice in order to get this character, and it's still kind of messed up here at the top. So you gotta do what you gotta do. So at this point, like I said, because it's sort of like a speed modeling video, I'm just gonna get quiet and get right to it. But I just want to show you guys what I do actually. The brush size, I set it to a 4, and then I set it to alias rendering. I thought it was anti-alias, but it's alias rendering. Alias. I'm not entirely too sure how to pronounce that. If you have a good pronunciation, just make a response video and say, "Hey Jamal, it's pronounced alias," or anti. Good. We're 10 minutes into recording. At this point, I'm just gonna work on my stuff and we'll stop talking.